So if you're looking for a direct to PA solution for playing electric guitar live for whatever reason, I'm using this Yamaha SBG 2000 and I'm going directly into the front of the Cerberus, which is made by NewX, and then I'm coming out of that and I'm going into the Mooer radar because it has like 30 different IRs it can host. What's cool about the Mooer for me is it comes with this software that lets you, and it also has a power amp sim with seriously, it's got like 6 different power amps. It's awesome, and they all sound different and usable. So you got that 34, 84, EL84. Your typical suspects, 6L6s and 6V6s, and they all have their own sound. And then of course your cab. You got a lot of tweakability here for tone shaping in the cab and mic options. So this is I think I don't might make your own assumption on what that cabinet is, and then mic'd by a U87. But I mean, the Cerberus comes with a bunch. I'm sorry, the radar comes with a bunch of its own IRs, but you can also load your own, and that's one of my that I got from Celestion. You can load those in, and then it's got a bunch of different mics options. They're all, they affect the tone, and they can make the difference between having a tone that you like and one you don't. And then what really I like about it a lot is it's got this EQ functionality with 3 different types of EQ, graphic, 2 types of graphics, and a parametric. That really, just lets you, and frankly, that's why I'm using it, because while the Cerberus has its own, its own IRs, and it's got its own software control panel that lets you, basically load IRs, and it also you can load your own IRs, just like with the radar. The difference is that unless you take a laptop or a computer to your gig, once you load the cab, that's what you got for the night. So for me, and they sound good too. I mean, I think they have 8 of their own IRs that you can choose from in the Cerberus. And then you can also, again, do the same thing. You can load your own if you've got third-party IRs, which is cool. But you're stuck with that one without, for me, it's all about bringing the least amount of stuff that I can, because a lot of these gigs I'm playing 3 or 4 songs. I am not, dragging what I would love to, had the energy initiative, even if the sound guys let you, bring an amp and, pedal board, and it's just too much work for 2 little songs. Using this, though, gives me 30 cabs. At the twist of that red button, I can change cabs, and I can save them and save configurations of power amp, EQ, all of that. So just, going to a gig, bring in my awesome SBG 2000, hitting this for my delay, modulation, distortion, and drive. And there's a lot of tweakability there. The thing is, just for heads up for anybody that's looking to do this, this is well-made piece of gear. It really is quality. I love the delay and reverb. Modulation, I like a little chorus. It's got 3 types of choruses, and then on the other stuff, the modulation side, it's the phaser, the tremolo, and I didn't really dig the univibe personally on this. But I don't have a univibe. I don't know how to. Just not my thing. But the chorus is good. There's a cool little thing that they don't tell you, that if you turn it off like I've got it right now, and you have your this selector switch up here set to phaser, and then you move this to 4, it gives you a different EQ curve. It like gives you way more low end and low end, and just it's a bigger sound. Sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not, but it's just another option that's not in the manual. I At least I found that on YouTube myself. Here's the thing: the distortion on this is very, very high gain, British sounding distortion, and the drive is, if you look at them, I think they look like a Morning Glory and an Angry Charlie is really what the graphics look at it. If you pull up their software, and you can put them, and you could swap the order of the distortion. There's a little routing toggle up there. But for me, without having the EQ functionality of the Mooer, it would limit my use as much of the distortions because they're just not my cup of tea. They're more gainy. I like crunch, but with that functionality of having to be able to find an IR of a speaker cabinet that works really well, maybe with that style of distortion, and lets you clean it up with your volume pot on the guitar, you know, and the EQ, so now I've got, three things, my guitar, this box here, and the more radar, and of course it comes out 1/4 inch, and yeah, you're gonna have to hit a DI to get into the house, but oh well, Anyways, just do I, and for me again, what I do is to test it because it doesn't do me good to sound awesome in these. I mean, almost everything sounds awesome in those. My all my Line 6 stuff sounds great in it. I mean, when you got headphones on, and you know how it is, if you do any recording in a studio, everything sounds better in headphones, and then you listen to your monitors and go, wow. The real key is when you run it into the PA, and for me, I come out of this and I hit an input on my board, and then I go out to these. I have a stereo rig back here, a stack of PVs. One's SP5Gs on the bottom, and I can't remember, TLS 2Xs on the top. Anyways, and coming out of here, I've set the EQ flat for my channel, which I'm using channel 3, and it is because I want the sound guide not to do anything. It's got a little adjustments, but the EQ is not in. I think the high pass filter's on, and it's all flat, just basically unity gain, and I got a little bit of processing, not much, just hitting BBA Sonic Maximizer, and then a PA control system down there for overall PA control. And that's where you got to get it sound good at, because that's what you're playing through, is some sort of PA. So for me, I've tried, like this amp here has a direct out, a supposedly speaker simulated direct out that sucks. I mean, truly, it's like, guys, and this is a good amp. I know PV gets a lot of shit, but man, I'm telling you, this is a good amp, and that's a great cabinet. And but then to make such a piece of crap DI out that is going, when you plug that thing in, and it's unusable. Modelers are way better at it than amps trying to be DIs out, speaker sim. Yeah. Anyways, so for what it's worth,